Today, I'm going to engrave my balls. Hey, eyes up here. It's been a little while, but I'm back in the shop, and I have something really cool to show you. Laser things to show you. The folks over at Ortur sent me out their new rotary engraver to go along with the Ortur Laser Master 3, which I just reviewed not too long ago on this channel. Go ahead and check that video here. This new engraver might look very familiar. It looks like some other ones that are on the market, except it has one special trick up its sleeve that makes it a bigger win for me in my book. Let's check it out. It comes in a modest sized box. It doesn't really need to be in that big of a box because the engraver itself is intended to be paired with the Laser Master 3, so the size is appropriate for the size of the laser. And let's go ahead and see what we have inside. We have our little instruction book, we have some foam, and we have the engraver nicely packed. We have a nice little container with all of the different parts in one spot, which is really nice because if you have more than one laser, even multiple machines in your shop, just of all different types, these parts can get all over the place. So the fact that they give you a little container out of the box is really kind of nice. You can always make your own too, but I like the fact that it's already there. This is the end piece that slides onto the end of the engraver and holds on the bottom for a little bit of pressure there if needed. And I'll show you some instances where this is actually pretty helpful. We have our, for what I assume is the motor on the engraver. So we'll put that to the side for right now. Have another wiring harness option for some other connections on the laser. I'm not exactly sure what these are for. I don't remember, but we'll find out really quickly. We have a nice soft measuring tape that they include, which is extremely helpful when having to set up the measurement for cylindrical objects. Although I have something better that I use in this, and I'll show you that in a little while. And we have the meat and potatoes of the box, which is our engraver. I really like the build quality of this. This has a nice heft to it, and it looks like it's made out of some nice brushed aluminum. And here we have our chuck that I kind of like that sound. Hear that? Some nice full metal parts there. And a nice little surprise right here, kind of looking at you like a smile there. And this is the part that sets it apart from other rotaries that I've seen and why I'm excited to use this one. So let's clear the area, start doing some light assembly, and see how fast we can get this up and running and get something on that chuck to engrave. Setup is fairly easy, although there's not one definite setup because it all depends on what you're going to be engraving. You have a choice between these long reach claws that you can put on the end of the chuck. You also have these stair step ones. You have something that's a little bit smaller that needs a little bit more grip. And you also have a third option for these steel pegs that are used to engrave spherical objects like a ball. Or if you want to engrave something like a ring, you'd have these on the inside of the ring pushing out, and you can engrave those things as well. So there's a lot of different options depending on what it is that you want to engrave. Right now I'm just putting on the standard long reach claws. The first thing I'm going to do is a tumbler. In just a few moments here, just making sure that we have everything tightened up. There's only one cable to connect for the entire thing, which is really kind of nice. And then it'll be into light burn that we're going to be using to engrave our object. If you have an object that needs a little bit more support, you can always use this end guide right here. And this just slides onto the end of the track and locks down. So technically that's it. The assembly is done. Let's go ahead and connect it to the machine and get light burn fired up. So we have our Ortur Laser Master 3 and it's beautiful champagne gold. And essentially, this just sits in here. But we have one problem. The one downside is that the Ortur Laser Master 3 does not come with any extension legs for it. And inherently it sits really low, which means that without some extension legs, whether purchased or made, you can't really pair it up with the rotary. So with that, I modeled some legs in Tinkercad and 3D printed them, and here they are. They work, and look at the job done. If you want to go this route, that's perfectly fine. In fact, I will make this file available a couple days after posting this video. And if you want to print those out and attach them on, you can do so. Or you can also buy them from Ortur and use those. But either one will work. I also tried making some out of wood with a little indent for the standoffs. And it worked, but they're really wobbly. I would have to redesign these for these to be actually viable. So I would recommend going the 3D printing route to make your own. And you can make different ones for different heights if you want. Or just buying the ones from Ortur, which they did send me out. I'll be switching those out in a moment, but either ones will work. So the official legs are foldable, and they're made out of a really nice little brushed aluminum, and they go along with the Ortur. Although mine is the gold color, and these are silver. So the color doesn't match, but if you have the silver machine, they'll match just fine. There's also a little piece of rubber there, so when the leg is sitting flat, it holds it still, and then this kind of unfolds with some pressure here, and you could extend it and stand it up. But really nice, really well made, kind of expensive in my book. I almost kind of wish they would have made it out of a really high quality, high strength plastic for those of you that are looking to save a few bucks, but they're made well. They're definitely going to last a very long time. Worth the price for what they are. So let's get them on the machine. And just by comparison, my legs, my design legs, and the Ortur ones. So you decide what route you want to go. Spend the money or the DIY route. Alright, so the legs are all on. They went on really fast. There's only two little hex bolts or hex screws to go into each leg. And they rotate really easily, just like that. And we have one of these for each of the four corners. So let's go ahead and flip it and get it set up. Got the legs back on. That's all up, and I do believe we are ready to rock. I mentioned previously that one of the things that's really cool about this engraver compared to a lot of others that you might be able to use with this machine is the rotatable headstock. A lot of items, especially tumblers, have a taper to them, and that taper needs to be adjusted so it's level with the laser, otherwise you may not get a dependable engrave. And with this, all you have to do is adjust two thumb screws, make it level with our little level here, and you're all set. It's a pretty clean engrave. Just got to clean it up a little bit, but that was really fast too. So I'm going to run one more test, and then I'm going to do a couple other items. This tumbler is a pretty standard engrave, but once again, I just want to show you that this could pretty much handle just about any cylindrical object without any issue at all. The engrave didn't quite go all the way to the stainless steel. I think I was playing it safe on the power. But other than that, the engrave came out good, clean, and went really fast. One thing I haven't tried engraving yet is glass, at least like this. So typically when you do glass, you need to coat it. So right now I've coated it in black spray paint. I've done a test with some other lasers engraving glass, but this will be the first time I'm doing it with a rotary. And you need to coat the glass with something first before it engraves. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think it has to do with the laser just simply passing through instead of penetrating it. And I think the black coating on here will actually help do that. I know that some people have recommended using galvanizing spray, like spray paint, like a silver galvanizing spray paint. Although I've also heard that that's actually really bad to vaporize. So I'm sticking with the black for right now. I'm going to do a quick engrave on here. Show you how it chucks up on the rotary engraver because it does it a little bit different. Instead of having it hold on the outside like this, like a claw, we're going to have it come from the inside out and hold like this. That way, as it's rotating, it doesn't get in the way of the prongs when it rotates. So let me chuck this up. And now we could just turn to expand the chuck, the glass. And if it's not tight enough, we can always change the position of our pegs because we have a couple different presets to hold on to. There we go. And if we want a little bit more additional support, we can always add our end piece right here, which I'll go ahead and slide on. And then we are secure and ready to go. Before I put this in the machine, since I already have this out, I'm going to go ahead and check level. It is not level. So I'm going to loosen up my end guide right there. We will adjust our tilt until we are level. That looks about good right there. And like I said earlier in the video, this is really what I like about this Ortur engraver. is that it has this tiltable headstock that I've not seen on any other engraver. So there we are, ready to go. And I'm going to be engraving pretty much right here because that's the coated side. I'll slide that up for some extra support, and that'll prevent it from kind of racking or even coming off. It's not usually an issue, but having a little bit of additional support is kind of nice. We'll go ahead and throw this in the machine, and we will run our engrave. It's going to clean up all the extra spray paint and see if it actually engraved the glass. Let's check it out. So quick disclaimer, the black spray paint method did not work, so I used my white spray paint and emulating the Norton white tile method. If you have questions about how that was done, check my Norton white tile video in the back catalog. I'll put a link to it up above. But with that method, I got a really cool engrave on the glass. Have you seen my baseball? This is my first time ever engraving a ball. In fact, I'll be doing another one in just a moment. But it came out pretty good. I have a little bit to fix on my alignment, but that's all on the user side. As far as the laser goes, it did a great job. I'm not sure if it's just because it's white leather that it's not as visible as I'd want, but it is a very clean engrave, and you could do some like custom baseballs personalized for friends, family, whoever. Next, we're going to try some tennis balls. I don't know how these are going to go, mainly because of the fuzzy felt of the outside. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire, but we're going to try one so you get a different look on the engrave, since we have them here, and gotta love this sound. There we go. Fresh can of balls. Let's check this up and see how it goes. It came out moderately well, although the engrave was way too strong for this and actually went into the ball. I was really only hoping to kind of burn the felt. The power was way too strong. I'm gonna have to try that again, but it worked. Not quite as clean as I would have liked, but whenever you're engraving something that has kind of a free surface where it's really not solid, you're going to have some discrepancies, but the idea is there. I might try this again on a different one since I have a couple to test on, and it might be kind of interesting, but you've been served. So overall, I'm really impressed with this engraver. I used a couple different ones at this point, and this is by far my favorite. The ability to rotate the headstock for angle engraves, not having to put wedges under the rotary anymore, is really, really nice. And makes your setup a little bit less janky and a little bit more dependable. That paired with the Ortur LaserMaster 3 is a really good combination, especially because it has a really nice powerful 10-watt laser and the machine is fast. If you like this video, go ahead and check out our back catalog. We have a lot of other videos you might enjoy that are similar to this one, especially if you're into lasers, because this will not be my last laser video. I have at least 4 more that I have scheduled, hopefully within the next 3 months. If you like what we're doing here on GeekBuilders and you'd like to help support, other than just watching the videos, which is a great help, we also have a shop on geekbuilders.net that has t-shirts and other specific merchandise that you might enjoy. I want to say thank you to Ortur for sending me out the engraver. I really enjoyed using it, and that headstock really is a game changer. I can't wait to put it through its paces and test even more items that I didn't have time for in this video. And if you want to see what those experiments are, be sure to check out my YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, where I'll be posting more of those there. If you'd like to pick up one of these for yourself, go ahead and check the description, because I'll have links to the foldable feet, the laser itself, and the engraver if you want to pick one up for yourself. And make sure to check back fairly often. Ortur is always running deals where you can get some money off that laser. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.